Hi guys, and welcome back to Belle's Books. I'm Carly, and today I am here to do the end of year book tag. So I saw this on a channel that I have now forgotten. I think it was Books and Quills. I will link it down below when I find it. So this tag is all about the books that you want to finish before the end of the year, and I have got a very big pile of books next to me, so let's crack on. Okay, so the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, so I'm currently reading 4 books. Yes, 4. The first of which is The Confessions of Franny Langton by Sarah Collins. I am not very far into this. I'm 82 pages in, but I am very much enjoying it. It took me a while to get into the writing style of this. So it's about Franny Langton, who is accused of murdering her master and mistress, but she doesn't know what happened. And sorry, the light has just changed because my laptop's gone off beast. So she woke up next to the dead body of her mistress and is going through a court case, but she's telling her story as it from like when she was a slave in, oh my god, I've totally forgotten where it is. I want to say the West Indies. Also, I've just read Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys, and I was reading them both at the same time, so some things have got confused in my brain. Anyway, so I've just read the part where she's got to London now, and she is being given as a gift to this dude as a servant girl. So she's just arrived and realised that she is still not free. So I'm very much enjoying this and intrigued because it's like a mystery. So this, I need to finish this. That's the first one. Next, I've got a couple that I'm reading for Non-Fiction November, and I've been reading these for a while because I've been reading them for my PhD. So this is Living a Feminist Life by Sarah Ahmed. How far am I through this? I mean, I've been dipping into this for my PhD purposes. I'm only like 90 pages in on this, but this is, as it says on the tin, about how to engage your everyday life to live a more feminist life, and think about your everyday experiences, reflect on that, and how you can be a willful feminist. Very much enjoying this as well, but I keep it's one of those things I only read it when I'm doing my PhD stuff, and then I put it down and don't pick it back up again. But it's the most accessible of her work that I've read, so it's like a good non-fiction read if you're not like way into feminist literature anyway. So I'd recommend this. But yes, I do want to finish this by the end of the year, so must crack on with that. In a similar vein, I am also reading Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. This is about the exposing the data bias in, it says, a world designed for men. So it looks at how everything, the world, society, material structures, architecture, the media, everything that we live in and use is designed with men in mind and not women, and how that then puts women at a disadvantage using data. So again, I've been using this for my PhD. I am only 90 pages in on this, and it's like, what is it, 300 odd pages. So I do want to finish this by the end of the year. And this is fantastic as well. Like it's not massively data heavy. The chapter I've just read was a little bit, the third chapter, but I find it really engaging, and it's easy to read, and it's kind of just like everyday examples of things that are happening in various countries. So it's looking all across the globe at women's experience. So it's absolutely fascinating. So this, I must finish this. Next, this one I picked up for non-fiction November. Names for the Sea, Strangers in Iceland by Sarah Moss. This was recommended by Jen and Lauren from Lauren and the Books. So I hadn't heard of it before, and I'd not read any Sarah Moss before either, but I picked it up on their recommendations. So this is Sarah Moss talking about her experience of living in Iceland for a year, where she was teaching at a university, and it is about the cultural differences between Iceland and Britain, and her family adjusting and acclimatizing to living in a different country where everything is very different to what she's used to, from the school system, getting her kids in school, to the food, the lack of fruit and vegetables because everything's imported, and the climate. I'm finding it really interesting. And I'm about halfway through on this. So, I mean, I was aiming to finish this for non-fiction November. Hopefully I can get through it by the end of the month. So definitely want to finish this by the end of the year. Bosh. Okay, so those are the books that I have started and I want to finish. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Now, I know this book tag was posted in September and we are kind of nearly out of autumn now and into winter. So, but there are autumn winter books that I had in mind to read. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. So first of all, I have recently read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because I'm doing a reread of the Harry Potters, because I thought Harry Potter is perfect for this time of year because it's like all cozy and it's just a nice thing to read. So I've read the first one, and my continuation of autumn coziness will carry on with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So that's next up. Not much to say about that because everyone knows about it and it's bloody lovely. So that's my cozy read for I'm gonna start this in December, and then just carry on with the rest of the Harry Potters through winter. So there's that one. Cozy loveliness. This has been on my TBR for a while, but I thought it would be a good time of year to read it. The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I've heard lots of very good things about this. I know I'm late to the party on this one, but I don't know much about it, but I know that it's set in Russia where it's very snowy, and I thought because where it's set, and it's to do with folklore, I think, and witches and all sorts of things that sound right up my street. So I thought it would be a perfect time of year to give this a go. This is a trilogy, I think, isn't it? There's 2 more after this. But I know everyone loves this one. So hopefully I will get to this in December. Also, I really wanted to read The Binding by Bridget Collins. And this seems like quite a nice autumnal read, and I can't remember what this is about other than I think it's a book about books, and it's a book that book lovers would love. So it's something like this guy, Emmett, he goes on an apprenticeship, that's it, to work for a bookbinder, and isn't it like he finds his story in one of the volumes or something? Something like that. That you can... If you want to get rid of a memory, you can put it in a book, which I really love the concept of that. And this book is just beautiful. It's just gorgeous. I love this cover, and it's got purple edges. Oh, just nice. So yeah, I really want to get to this during winter, although I may end up reading it in January. But we shall see. I'm still hopeful. These are all big books here. Not autumn. A Christmassy book, Christmas Days by Jeanette Winterson. This has been on my Christmas wish list for years, and I haven't got it. So I saw it in the library. I thought, I'm snaffling that right up. So this is 12 stories and 12 feasts for 12 days. So this is stories by Jeanette Winterson, who is one of my favourite writers, interspersed with recipes. I mean, that's just beautiful. And it's got, so let me have a look at them. I know that one of them is Mrs. Winterson's mince pies, Ruth Rendell's red cabbage, Kathy Acker's New York custard. Blimey, amazing. So I'm very excited to get to this December. Might start reading this as it gets a bit closer to Christmas. Very cozy. Okay. So I think that was, yeah, I mean, that's enough. Is there a new release that you're still waiting for? No, I don't think there is, actually. My only really big anticipated release was the Testaments this year, and I will mention that again in a minute. But no, there isn't anything else I'm waiting for. Let me have a sip of tea. So, next question. What are the 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? As if what I haven't mentioned is enough. Here comes the Testaments, because I bought it on the day that it came out, but I still haven't read it. I don't know why. I thought that I would be there straight away, read it straight away. And I know there was so much hype, and the day it was released, I was straight into Waterstones, picked it up out of there. And I started reading it, but then, I don't know, I just didn't carry on. I don't know why. I think I'm a little bit nervous about it, because I've heard mixed things, and The Handmaid's Tale is such an important book for me. I think I've mentioned it before. It was the book that got me back into reading when I was a teenager. And so I'm slightly nervous about this. And I have heard good things about it. I have mixed feelings about it winning the Booker, because, as I've mentioned before, Girl, Woman, Other was my favourite book of the year. It still is. It's still there up in first place. And I think it should have won by itself. Anyway, yes, I do want to read this by the end of the year. So I won't say any more about that, because everyone knows what it's about. So there's that. Also, the Franny Langton, which I have already mentioned. And I reserved this from the library because I wanted to read it for non-fiction November. Sorry, shiny cover. 3 Women by Lisa Taddeo. And it's only just become available because there were so many reserves on it. So I've only just picked this up. So I'm not going to finish it for non-fiction November, but I do want to read it like now. So I might start it now and try and finish this by the end of the year. Well, it's a library book, so you would think that I could do that. Again, heard mixed things about this. Some people really loving it. Some people saying it was kind of not marketed correctly. So I just watched Julia's review from Book Time, and she was saying that it isn't really a book about female desire. It's about how women respond to men, and it's more about that in terms of their sexual relationships. So it's not what it doesn't do what it says it would do. So I'm really intrigued to get to it, and yes, hopefully we'll finish this by the end of the year as well. What else? So they're the 3 books that I would like to finish by the end of the year. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? I don't think there is. I mean, I'm still on the fence about the Testaments. I still really hope that I really love it, but I don't think it will overtake Girl, Woman, Other and be my favourite. So no, I really don't think there is. And have you already made plans for 2020? That sounds like the future, doesn't it? That really scares me. I know we're already in Blade Runner time. So the only anticipated releases that I'm really excited about next year are Emma McBride's Strange Hotel, which is out in February, because both of them are authors that I am researching for my PhD. So I've heard only a little bit about this Strange Hotel. It's I think it's going to be in her typical style of she writes like an internal monologue, so you get inside the mind of the character. And it's about a woman who goes to a hotel that she's been to before, and from what I can glean, it's either in that hotel or various different hotels, and she is looking back at her memory and how her mind is working when she's thinking about her experiences in these hotels with various different men. So I can imagine it will be typical in McBride style, which I love. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out in February. And of course, the other author that I'm looking at for my PhD is Ali Smith, and her final book of the seasonal quartet will be out in summer, because it is called Summer, and it's out in July. So I'm really excited about that one because it's the final one, but I'm also kind of sad because it'll be over. And I've absolutely loved knowing that I'm going to get an Ali Smith book because of the seasonal turnaround on these books, and they've been coming out so quick. So yeah, I'm super psyched about that, but also slightly disappointed that it'll all be over. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what she's going to do next after this. Probably have a break. Poor woman's been writing furiously for 2 years. 2 years? No, it's been longer than that, hasn't it? When did the first one come out? It was 2016. God, blimey. So yes, those are my two big releases that I'm very excited about. Other than that, not massive plans. But now I think when I've done a full year on BookTube, I kind of like just been gauging the readathons and see what I'm going to participate in. So definitely do Victober next year, definitely do non-fiction November again, because I've been really enjoying that one. And the Newts and oh, what's the other one? What's the one we just done? Was it Newts? And Owls? I can't remember. But the Harry Potter ones anyway. So yeah, they're my only plans for 2020. Feel free to send me some recommendations. I always like recommendations, even though I've got piles of books all over the place. Tell me what you are currently reading, what you want to get finished by the end of the year, and what your plans are for 2020 and your anticipated releases. This has been fun. I do like these videos. I will be doing my November wrap-up very soon. Hopefully I'll have got through more of those non-fictions and I can say I've read them and I can wrap them up. And yeah, so I will speak to you very soon in another video.